Hi, and welcome to this episode on enabling your contacts access to the customer portal. I'm Sharon from Enterprise, and in this session, we'll simply look at how to allow your contacts access to the portal and how you can also assign individual documents to the customer portal. So let's get you started. So if we click here into Companies and into your Customers tab, from here we can select the customer where you want to either add a new contact or assign an existing contact to the customer portal. First thing to note is that any contact that you assign to the portal cannot already be an Enterprise user. So really the access to the portal is for all those contacts that have no current or direct access to Enterprise. So clicking onto the Contacts tab, you will see a list of your contacts listed here. And very simply, for any of your existing contacts, you will see an additional button that appears here called Create Self-Service Account. You can, of course, proceed and add a new contact if it doesn't already exist. So let's proceed and click on Create Self-Service Account. So by doing so, we're enabling this user to access the customer portal. So once you confirm this for the user, you will see that the option now changes. And we can, of course, at any point in time disable the connection to the customer portal by disapproving the self-service account. So now that's enabled for the user, and it's as simple as that to connect to all of or any of your contacts for any of your customers. So what will happen next? So that contact will now receive an email inviting them to connect. So let me show you an example of what that email will look like. So they will get an option to connect, and all they simply have to do then is to click on Activate. So let me just show that to you here. So just to show you, this is just an example of what that email will contain, giving them a welcome message and asking them to proceed and click on Activate then to connect with the customer portal. It's that simple. So on another level, when the contact is also connected to the portal, so again, before we actually activate and go into the portal, let's look at the sales transactions. So for example, you've added a new delivery or order or added a new invoice to the system. You can simply come in here to the transactions. We can drill into the transaction for that particular customer that you've allocated or enabled the contact for. And through the Actions button for any of those transactions, there's a button here for Self-Service Visibility. So very simply, if I click on this, you can see that it changes to blue for Self-Service Visibility. If I click it to red, the red means that it's not visible. So very simply click to blue to make sure that this particular invoice, particularly if it's a new invoice, or the customer wants to see an old invoice perhaps that you've hidden already. So again, going back to the settings, that if you've chosen to hide transactions from a certain date, and yet a customer wants to see the details of a particular transaction, you can simply drill into the transaction, click on the actions, and select the self-service visibility and make sure it's got the blue for the visible for the seeing eye. So if you require any further help, check out our help articles on help.enterprise.com or reach out for support representatives here on the chat, where you'll also get a link to the Help Centre. So check out the next video on what happens when the user accesses the customer portal and what they get to see next. Thanks for watching.